Music Access. An SNS company in Korea recently apologized for ending their services and allowed users to back up their material. After the announcement, they had so much traffic that their website totally shut down. And of course, users complained, but they were mostly worried that they would lose all of the messages and letters from their friends and family that had stacked up over the years. Thankfully, the period we can back up our material has been extended 5 days, and today is actually the last day. A lot of people who were able to see their old materials commented saying, "I laughed and cried reading the past old messages, and I've been reliving my past for the past few hours," and other things like, "What would life be like if we didn't have any memories? I'm going to try hard to make every day memorable from now on." Well, just like what the last person said, if we have a lot of good memories, it's probably because we've been living the present faithfully. If we keep that up and do our best every day, we'll have more good memories to look forward to in the future, right? Good memories that will bring a smile on our face when we think about it. The first song you heard today, Saturday, October 10th, 2015, was So Fly by Ellie Varner. Okay, so we're about to start the Saturday edition of Music Access right now. And our Saturday corner, My Text and Message, which is all about you. We're going to read your messages and listen to your song requests for the next 2 hours. And of course, our special corner in corner, My Text Message, during the first hour of our Saturday program will be especially reserved for your text or social media message. Go ahead and send me a text or SNS message that was the most memorable for you during the week, and I'll introduce it during that time. The reason we're doing this is because the messages that were memorable for you may also strike a chord with our other listeners as well, so send in the messages that you remember, short or long. You can send in the message itself, or you can also tell us about how you got the message or why you sent it to. We'll introduce those text messages briefly before moving on to your other messages and letters for my message, which will continue on for the rest of the show. My text message will be short and special, and all of the other messages that we receive will be introduced during my message all the way up to the end of the second hour. Now, of course, here's how you can listen and participate. You can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio app on your smartphone, and you can also send us messages through the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our website, www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess, and leave your messages there on our message board. Another way you can tune in is, of course, through terrestrial DMB, but this is only available for our listeners living on Jeju Island. The frequencies are 88.7 for Jeju City, 88.1 for Seogwipo, and 101.9 for Daejeong. Now, of course, y'all have been sending in great song requests, so keep them coming non-stop by posting up a message on our message board under the title Request. Now, before we dive into our program and my text and message, we'll check out 2 songs, starting with What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction, followed with We Can't Stop by Miley Cyrus. Reading your messages again and again, reading through the messages I sent again and again. The messages I wait for, the messages that make me laugh, the messages that are precious to me. My text message. Which messages were the ones that were the most memorable to you from the week gone by? The messages that you keep are the words from the person you want to keep close, and if you remember the messages that you sent, you probably spent a lot of time thinking about it before sending it. Our special corner in corner for Saturdays, My Text Message, is all about sharing the social media or text message that was the most memorable to you from the week gone by. It could have been a message that made you really happy or angry, or something that made you LOL, or a message that made you really frustrated. Go ahead and let us know which message was the most memorable, and of course share with us some of the messages that you keep saved in your mobile device and why. Just write My Text on your title when you post up your message. And our first text message comes from Maria Abigail Maneja from Canada saying, "Hi, I received a SNS message from a high school classmate. We were not close at all. I thought she hated me throughout high school, but she messaged me asking how I have been. It made me feel great because even though I don't use SNS, she remembered me. I was thankful because I felt I did exist in someone's memory. I exist." Of course you exist. You wrote into Music Access. That means you exist cooler than like 90% of the people out there. But, SNS messaging and that kind of... I think SNS is a really, really great way to keep in touch with people you don't keep in touch with. Does that make sense? I'll explain. For example, let's say that you haven't talked to your high school friends in a long time. Then it might be a little bit difficult to, keep in touch with someone. You can't call someone up out of the blue and be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Because if you didn't talk to them for 5 years, suddenly doing that might be a little weird. But then that's why we have this kind of SNS program because, for example, even if I don't have anyone, that I was really close with, there's someone that I want to, let's say I want to keep in touch with them, or there's someone that I want to ask about something. It's really easy to, go over to their profile, click their name, click on the message, and be like, "Hey, how have you been?" And, chances are they'll respond. If they don't, well, that's something else. That's a different situation altogether. But it's that much easier now, and that we're in this kind of generation. So, it's great that you heard back from your old high school classmate. And, for everyone else who wants to keep in touch with someone, whether it's, old classmates or the like, just hit them up with a message. I'm sure they'll enjoy it, and it'll be a nice surprise in their day. Now, before we continue on to another one, we're gonna listen to 2 songs, starting with the song Lee Jin-won of Korea wants to hear Runaway With Me by Carly Rae Jepsen, followed with Jealous by Chromeo. We just heard the song Runaway With Me by Carly Rae Jepsen, followed by the song Jealous by Chromeo. There is also some great choreo to the Chromeo song, by Vin Nguyen. Go check it out on the video site. It's really awesome, and he's an awesome dancer. Now, continuing on to our next text message, we have Shreya Talukdar from Bangladesh saying, "Hello, my cutie Benji. Happy Saturday. Anyway, it's time to share some of my messages with you. So yesterday, while chatting with my close friends, a random friend sent me a message, and I'm not close with that person. And he asked me some random stuff like, 'Hi, how are you? Let me know if you're going to this event.' And I said, 'I don't know if I'm going there.' Then he replied, 'What did you mean? I didn't understand.' Then he said, so I said the same thing, I'm not sure if I'm going to go. Then he asked, 'Actually, I don't know what IDK means.' Oh, and then I replied, 'IDK means I don't know.' I was like, 'What's going on, Benji?' So this was the most annoying text I've ever received. Isn't it so funny that someone doesn't know what IDK means? Actually, this whole internet slang, all this stuff going about, when it first came out, it was like, I didn't get it either, I remember when I first started instant messaging, or this kind of messaging program, instead of people typing out IC, so like I space SEE, people would say I, then the letter C. So I was like, what's IC? Is it icy? Is it like ick? I don't understand what they're trying to say. Then I thought about it. I was like, oh, icy as in like I see. Oh, but there's so much internet slang these days, and so much kind of these what do you call them? Like abbreviated words. I don't know if that's how you put it, but there's so much that it's hard to keep up with everything. I listen to rap music these days, and there's these terms that come up, and I have no idea what they are. And it definitely happens. So I'm just saying. Some people may not know what IMSpeak is, especially when it comes to our parents' generation. I guarantee they don't know what it is. So, maybe next time if he messages you, maybe just explain it, one more time. And then, of course, if someone says they don't understand what you're trying to say, maybe instead of using the internet slang, you could, just type it out or something. Just a slight recommendation. Alright, so before we continue on, we're going to check out two more songs, starting with Hi by the Lighthouse Family, followed by the song Kirine of Thailand Wants to Hear All the Love in the World by The Corrs. Alright, so we're back and we just heard Hi by the Lighthouse Family, followed by All the Love in the World by The Corrs. And our next text message is from Yunita Swinyo from Indonesia saying, Benji, do you remember Joshua from the Netherlands that I mentioned before? Sort of, yes. Earlier, suddenly, Joshua wrote a message in our SNS chat room saying, yeah, a song I like on MA, ... Yes, Yunita, I'm checking in, ... I was like, finally, he's tuning in again, and then I asked him to leave a message, but he said he didn't know what to say, and he also said that you don't care about males. And he laughed at the end of the message, and then I said to him, LOL, he cares about males a lot. You do, right? Yeah, of course. I mean, I care about all the listeners of MA, and this is regardless of whether you are a girl or a boy. So, Josh, Unita did write in, so I should be talking to her, but I'm going to just say this to you, assuming you're listening. I respect and love all my listeners equally, whether you're a dude, whether you're a girl, whether you're a homie, a bro, or a sis. It doesn't matter. I love you all equally, and, I do talk about, girl groups and all that stuff. We talk about all that stuff. But the important thing is that those are all, it's to be funny. It's kind of a jokester. Whether you're a guy or a girl, I love hearing from all of y'all. So, definitely write a message. Definitely. Don't be afraid to. And if you have nothing to say, just stop by and say hi. It's just great to see you checking in, man. It's good. And Yunita, thank you for updating me on Joshua. Word, homie. Alright, so we're going to check out two songs before we continue on, starting with the song Ryoko of Japan requested Chunsa 1004 by BAP, and Melody Pick of Thailand requested Lovely Day by A-Pink. We just heard Chunsa 1004 by BAP, followed by Lovely Day by A-Pink, and I hope to see a lot more of your text and SNS messages for my text message next week as well. Tell me about the messages that made you laugh or smile, or a message you felt emotional about. It can be one you received or one you sent. And remember to write in for our corner. Just remember to write my text on your title before you post up your message, and I'll introduce them the best I can during this time every week. And now we're going to check out two more great songs, continuing on, starting with the song Shreya of Bangladesh requested Mama Beat by LC9 featuring Hain, and Denchi of the Philippines wants to hear Love You by Teen Top. Alright, right after a short break, we'll continue on with our Saturday show. Of course, in the second hour, though, we're going to introduce the messages sent to us by you, our listeners, so make sure to stay tuned. We're going to check out the song All Good in the Hood by Jamiroquai and be right back. You're listening to Music Access with me, Benji of B.I.G., and our first song starting off the second hour of our show for Saturday, October 10th was Microscope by Mads Langer. Now, of course, here's how you can listen and participate on Music Access. You can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio app on your smartphone, and you can also send us messages through the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our website, www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess, and leave your messages there on our message board. Another way you can tune in is through terrestrial DMB, but this is only available for our listeners living on Jeju Island. The frequencies are 88.7 for Jeju City, 88.1 for Seogwipo, and 101.9 for Daejeong. Now, before we go to more messages, we're going to check out two songs, starting with the song Hung Up by Hot Chili Ray, followed by 17 by Avril Lavigne. What's up? We just heard Hung Up by Hot Chili Ray, followed by 17 by Avril Lavigne. And now, starting until the end of our show, we are diving straight, of course, into your messages. We're taking a look at what our MA family members have been doing this week from Monday through Friday, what y'all are doing right now, and what you plan to do this weekend through my message. You guys are the stars here, so make sure to send your stories to our message board. And now we'll take a look at the messages from our dear MA fam. Starting with Darcy Ann from the USA saying, "My friend Dan and I are now counting down the days until we can see each other. In 13 days, he will be on a train coming this way to see me and my friend Tammy along with my housemate Stephanie. Stephanie. I can't wait to see him, and he can't wait to get away from his life, even if it's only 3 days." That sounds like a good time. Dan coming to see you. Dan the man with the master plan. Hoping to get some sand, which is, I don't know, maybe. I don't know if that's a thing that you do. But, definitely have a good time. I guess he is traveling for a long time, which sounds like, of course, you have to make sure he has a good time. I mean, I'm not saying, feel responsible for all that stuff, but when it comes to traveling, I think one of the most important things to keep in mind is that even in the end, the person traveling has a hard time, Whenever, a friend comes to Korea or I go back to the States, I'm like, oh, I'm going to play so much and I'm going to have so much fun. But then I realize, when I arrive there, I'm just tired because, on the plane, it's hard to really sleep because it's not that comfortable. And then when you arrive there, it's hard to sleep because of jet lag. And then to really kind of, stay up all day and stay up all night like normal is kind of difficult. I'm just going to say, when he comes over there, show him a good time, but make sure he gets a good amount of rest. And also, feed him some excellent food. I think one of the best parts about traveling is having your friends feed you food from the best places, the spots they know, the local spots. So, make sure to give him some of that awesome grub, and I'm sure you'll be able to show him a good time, along with your housemate, Stephanie. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to continue on with 2 more songs, starting with the song Samantha of Australia requested, Beautiful Liar by Vix LR, followed by Cushion by Sonamu. We just heard Beautiful Liar by Vix LR, followed by Cushion by Sonamu. And now we're continuing on with my message, introducing your messages sent in to us and listening to your song requests. Remember to send in. Now, it's been a while, so why don't we take a look at our MA family members' questions, starting with Flor Lopez from the USA saying, "Hello, Benji, I have a question. What's harder, saying I love you or hearing someone say that they love you?" I feel like this is just my personal opinion. Saying it is much harder than hearing it because, and there is a very good reason for that. Think about it. When you are saying it to someone, they're saying it of your own accord, which means when, you have to have the emotions correct, you have to have all the settings correct, and, you have to really mean it to that person that you're saying it to, which means you don't just say it to anyone. And, having someone say it to you, it can be difficult to know how to react in certain situations. But then at the same time, from my opinion, you didn't initiate that. That's someone else feeling that way towards you, which means, you respond either in kind or, however you want to respond. But I feel like that is, I'm not going to say easier, but it's a little bit less difficult than saying I love you. That's a whole thing. And, even now, it's kind of like very, I don't know, I can't really say it that well for some reason. Personally, just for me, saying I love you is a little bit of it's a challenge for me. I don't really say it a lot, and it's still a work in progress. So, that's my answer for that question. And we also have Wadisa from Thailand saying, if you come to Thailand, where do you want to go, and do you like Thai food? I do like Thai food. I haven't really had any here in Korea lately, just because, I haven't really had a chance to eat any Thai food and stuff like that. But it's really, really good. I like Thai food. And, I think one of the best things about Thai food is the kind of the savory spice that's in it. Recently, I had a chance to eat some of the, they call it a pork feet, the chokbal in Korea. And it was good. And there was a special spicy sauce on the side. I think it was with the red pepper paste and a little bit of the spice. It was really, really spicy. But when it comes to Thai food, there's also, of course, really, really spicy Thai food. But I think one of the best parts of that meal was, just overall, it's very aromatic. I think that's a great part. That's a great way to say it, I think. Thai cuisine is very aromatic, and that's, I think, one of the best parts and the reasons I love it. And especially I love the textures. Especially, they use coconut milk in their food and as an ingredient and all that stuff. So I do like Thai food. And where do I want to go? I don't know. That's a good question. I would have to probably look up places, you know. But if I do get a chance, I think it would be nice to just do a round tour, go along the coastline. That's just my personal opinion. Alright, so as we continue to move on, we're going to check out two more songs, starting with a song that Arjo of Bangladesh wants to hear, Odiya by JJCC, followed by 이렇게 우리 by Pegayon. We just heard the song Odiya by JJCC, followed by 이렇게 우리 by Pegayon. And continuing on with our message time, our next message comes from Safina from the USA saying, hello, handsome DJ Benji. A trio of questions. Most embarrassing moment you've had since debuting? I feel like one of the most embarrassing moments I've had would probably have to be, I think, when I was performing 안녕하세요, that's our debut song. There's a part, 우리 비틀을 타면 what's up, 안녕. There's a part like this. And then, what happened was my throat kind of got worse because, it's a lot of shouting, a lot of stuff, and I was overusing it incorrectly. And then so, there were a lot of people, especially on with the music rehearsals. Usually people just come in and out for the dry rehearsal, which is, you just perform so they can plan out how to move the cameras. But what ended up happening was, I had a bad voice, so, I'm doing all, hello, I'm doing all this stuff, and then, 우리 비트를 들었다면 what's up, 안녕. That's what happened. It was really, really bad. It was really, really embarrassing. And at the time, every one of our senior artists was there as well, so they all got to see my voice crack. Granted, I did it professionally with a smile, so they may not have noticed, but they probably did. Not one of the best times I've had. Next question. What song has been stuck in your head lately? Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that because there is a song that I've been listening to a lot. And the song is... Oh, we should probably play it on the radio at some point. There's an artist called Dean. He's a Korean artist. But he is very... he's got the R&B groove. He's got this awesome voice. And the song is called I'm Not Sorry. Featuring Eric Bellinger. He's a Grammy-winning singer-songwriter, and it's really awesome. It's, I live my life like this. Tell me, how did I miss giving you everything you deserve? Something like that. And it's like, it's awesome. You should check it out. That song, and there's a song by a guy called MNK. I forgot how to say his name properly. But it's really, really good. And it's called... Every Little Word, and it's awesome. He's an awesome singer. He produces his own music. He's young. He raps. He's on the grind. Go check out those two songs if you have a chance. They're really, 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 I promise you, you won't regret it. Although they are both R&B, but I am a very big R&B head. But y'all already know that, right? And you ask, what is a weird habit that you have? Okay, so when it comes to weird habits, one thing I do is, if I lay in bed, I fall asleep instantly, which is not a bad thing until you talk about the fact that, I always give my 동생's the first kind of shower privilege. So I'm like, you shower first. And then I end up not showering and sleeping. And then I'll set my alarm earlier. So I'll be like, all right, so if I have to wake up at 8, I'll wake up at 7. So I can, go for a quick jog, then I'll wash up, and then, before I do something. And then so I plan all of it out, and then what happens is my roommate wakes me up, and he's like, yo, either turn off your alarm or don't set an early alarm, because, you're not even waking up. And I'm like, okay, I'll try to wake up better. And then I keep not doing it. I think that's one of the bad habits I had lately that I should really kind of work on, just waking up early and staying up, keeping my eyes open. My bed must be way too comfortable. Yeah, like I said... Always on the grind, trying to hustle and improve. Alright, so we're going to continue on with two more songs, starting with the song Mylene of the USA wants to hear, Awesome by Loco featuring J Park and Gray. And we'll follow it with 바람이나 좀 쐬 by Gary. We just heard Awesome by Loco featuring J Park and Gray, followed by 바람이나 좀 쐬 by Gary. And our next message for our message time. Remember, if you want to write in for this corner, continue to write in by writing my message on your title, then posting it up. Is from Park Ha-young from Korea. Oh, saying, Benji Oppa, what are your other members up to these days? What do you guys do when you don't have work during the weekend and you're at home? Can you tell me what each member does? You know what I'm interested to know? I wonder if this is the same Park Ha-young that I know. I'm curious to know about that. And anyways, I guess they're all kind of busy. You know, they're doing the same old grind. One of the things that they all do is, we're all working on getting our bodies straight, trying to diet, cut down on all that fat and slim down. And when we don't have work, I think what they do a lot of is we watch movies. B.I.G. is very movie-headish. We're focused on watching a lot of good movies. I think our maknae, Hido, he likes walking around. Our leader, Jaehoon, Hongdae is an area in Seoul that's known for, the whole hip-hop, rock scene. And there's people that busk on the streets. So sometimes he likes to go around there and just check out, the scenes. And once we saw these performers, these two rappers, and they were, just taking requests and all that stuff. And then once I was like, all right, you know what? I kind of want to step in and join this just for fun. And so he's like, all right, fine, you should do it. And so we're waiting in line, we're waiting. And then a spot opens up. And they're like, all right, Benji, this is it. You should go do it. And I was like, I'm kind of nervous. I don't want to do it anymore. But then like, no, you should do it. And so I was like, I gathered up all my courage. I take my MP3 player, I walk over, and then right as I'm about to hand it, they're like, yeah, 감사합니다. 와주셔서 감사합니다. 가겠습니다. They're like, yay, thank you for coming. We're going to leave now. I was like, oh, I guess they didn't want to hear my performance, which was sad. But other than that, Also, GMP, our very own Kung Min Pyo, he is very focused and oriented on his drawing. He is a very good artist, interestingly enough. And so, he takes time out of his day to draw and all that stuff. And then when it comes to Gunmin, he is, of course, I don't know if you guys know this, but he's very, very focused on making a good body. So we're talking muscles, I just feel like personally, if out of B.I.G. someone's going to, flash their abs, it's going to be Gunmin. I just have this feeling about that because he has this he's got the broad shoulders, he's got the kind of muscles. Although I'm sure if he works out really well, he'll be able to make a nice body. So, look up because he's gonna be ripped someday. Otherwise, we all just chilling in the dorm, doing what we do. Alright, so we're gonna check out 2 more songs before we move on, starting with I Wish by Cher Lloyd featuring T.I., followed by Hunter by Pharrell Williams. Come get it, babe. Alright, so it's time to say goodbye for today. Our last song is That's Not My Name by the Ting Tings. This was Benji of B.I.G. Have a continued good weekend, and as always, I'll be back.